Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Sam. Hope you guys are having a fantastic, dub-dozy, crack-a-lacking day, and welcome to the ReaN podcast with me, Sam. So, let's discuss everything. The Bahrain International Grand Prix of Race Review. So, my 3-word race review of the Grand Prix. It's absolutely nothing to do with the Grand Prix, actually. It is got to do with Jezza, aka Jeremy Clarkson. Now, Jeremy Clarkson is known for his petrol head know-how. So, seeing Clarkson in the on the grid, it was pretty epic, and he gave an interview. By the way, my 3-word race review: Jezza, waving flag. So, let's continue on this little story. So, yeah, Jezza was on the grid with girlfriend Lisa, and seemed to be having a break from the farming life so far. So, yeah, he's been at the grid, walking around and looking around, really, the cars on the grid. Now, he gave an interview from F1's very own Martin Brundle, and he did sound a bit odd. Let's be fair, he did sound a tad bit odd, but I reckon it was to do with him probably just drinking a lot. It's probably he drinks a lot. He gave up smoking, I'm guessing. So yeah, he's drinking a lot during the Grand Prix, and yeah, it was a great sight to see Jezza on the F1 grid, as he normally does. He loves Formula 1, of course. He did give a funny comment to Martin Brundle, who basically said, "Who's your money on who's going to win the race?" And Jezza said, "Adrian Newey." I mean, come on, Adrian Newey. No, man. I mean, he's not wrong. That man is incredible in terms of design and airflow philosophy. Newey, that is. So yeah, it was great to see Jezza on the F1 grid, and not only that, he did wave the checkered flag at the end of the Grand Prix. You could see him as Max crosses the line. You see him just holding the flag out to wave for the final time on the circuit. So yeah, he did have a few beers at the time, even though in Bahrain it's disallowed to have beer or whatever, or alcohol of any sort. So he probably had a few Red Bulls, knowing him. But yeah, he waved the flag. He said some sort of someone said, "Were you like drunk when you waved the flag?" And he says, "Yes, I was. I was pissed." So yeah, it was funny to see Clarkson there, as always, and yeah, pretty awesome indeed. So, before we get into anything, here is my thoughts. So yeah, my thoughts on the Bahrain International Grand Prix of 2024 is it was boring. It was absolutely boring. You had a good pit stop, of course. 52 seconds for Bottas, which was That's quite quick for Bottas. So yeah, he obviously Bottas was pretty dreadful in the race. There was a bit of a carnage happening in the first turn as normal, but funnily enough, every car survived. Every car basically is bulletproof, and 10 years ago that would not have happened. So what can I say? The Bahrain International Grand Prix circuit is a bore fest for the season. It's one to forget, but let's not be hasty about things. I reckon in 2026, when the new regs come, I reckon the circuit will provide some absolutely action-packed entertainment. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the Bahrain International Grand Prix 2024. And I'm going to give the race rating out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Of course, it is a bore fest, so it is a 6 out of 10. But it wasn't a complete bore fest. Let's be fair on that, because you had the intrigue of Max Verstappen winning about 20 seconds or so. So yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts. The next topic we're going to be talking about is Verstappen domination. Max's domination of winning the Grand Prix in 22 plus seconds, and yeah, dominant throughout. You didn't really see much of him because of how dominant you are. Basically saying, if you're on TV a lot, you're probably the midfield and overtaking and crashing and all that. But the most of times you're not seen on TV is either you win in the race for a long time, or you are at the back doing nothing, basically. So, what a result for Max Verstappen. He has done wonders in that race. He's done wonders because he's got the best car, but he is himself taking nothing away from Max. He is the best F1 driver in this generation. Even better, of course, than Lewis Hamilton. Now, that's going to spark some debate, but I mean, Lewis basically did not have the perfect race. So, yeah. But Max's domination is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's going to be doing this kind of domination throughout the year, and I'm predicting a full sweep of 24 races toward Max Verstappen, which is going to be interesting and intriguing to see what happens. Will he actually retire from one race? Who knows? Who knows? But Max's domination, it's just the tip of the iceberg at the moment, because Newey is cooking something up in the lab, because Red Bull have said that there is more upgrades coming for this concept of car in the races ahead. So yeah, good luck with that. But some have actually predicted that they will do a Mercedes and do a zero side pod concept, which is going to be mind blowing to see what actually looks like on a Red Bull. So yeah, if that actually happens, a zero pod, God knows what will happen. They'll probably dominate about 40 seconds or even a minute. But yeah, Newey, he's a genius. Max, he's a genius. And the Red Bull car, it's a genius. So yeah, Max, hats off to you if I had one. And yeah, pretty awesome. Max, super Max. Next up is Yuki Tsunoda's rage in the Visa Cash App RB. and this is basically due to Yuki was chasing Magnussen in the Haas F1 team, and it is basically that he was basically behind the Haas of Magnussen, and his teammate Ricciardo was closing in on the two drivers, and eventually he caught up Yuki Tsunoda. Now, what Visa Cash App RB didn't see was that Max Verstappen, such of his dominance, was lapping the field, and he was right behind the three cars, so Magnussen, Yuki and Ricciardo. And then in mind-blowing fashion, they told Yuki basically to switch the cars around with Ricciardo to chase after Magnussen. Now, they did that, and Max lapped them, destroying any chance of an overtake of Magnussen. So it was pointless doing the switcheroo, because Max was there already. What should have happened was maybe Yuki stayed with Magnussen until Max overtakes the three of them, and then they switch over, but that never happened. And then there was a bit of handbags at the end of the race. Off the broadcast, something happened between Yuki and Ricciardo. So yeah, I don't know what would happen throughout the season for the two, because obviously both of them could be fighting for a Red Bull seat in 2025. So yeah, next up is Ferrari fight. Now, it was ferocious, it was intense, it was atrocious at some points. Necking. It was feisty, it was fiery, it was exhilarating, it was a fight between the two Ferraris. So, yeah. I don't know what exactly. It's interesting to see, because both Ferraris had issues, but more so with Leclerc. He had a issue with the balance of the tyres not being correctly in place. So every sharp turn he locked up. So that cost him time. And yeah, his race was basically unraveling throughout from start to finish. But he did recover once he basically got a handle of things, which it was shocking, really. But yeah, with Carlos Sainz, he basically had a little bit. I'm not sure if he had an issue or not, but he basically overtook the Ferrari of his teammate of Leclerc. Then overtook Russell. So yeah, in hindsight, probably not the worst result for Sainz, because you have to think of it, he's not an F1 driver next season, so whatever he does now throughout the season is to impress other teams, like Red Bull maybe, who knows, Sainz could go in a Red Bull, or even a Mercedes. So, or even Aston Martin. Anyone? Aston Martin? No? So, yeah. Carlos Sainz is basically fighting for his career effectively, even though I'm sure that a lot of people will, of course, be saying Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston, any of their seats could be taken up by the Spaniard. So yeah, that is the Ferrari fight. More on Sainz really, but yeah. The next one is, of course, my predictions. Actually, my predictions. Okay, okie dokie, boss. Because my predictions came off, didn't it? It absolutely came off. The bad pit stop, I got a point for that. Max first, I got a point for that. and I believe it was, who was it? Was it Leclerc fourth, Sainz third? I think I had Sainz third. So I got 3 points. Basically, I got 3 points in my predictions, and I will carry it over every race I do, every race podcast I do. So yeah, 3 points in the bag. Pretty awesome. So yeah, I think that's gonna end for today. Thank you for watching Racing Podcast with me, Sam ReaN, and yeah, join me next time where we preview the race at the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will subscribe, like, comment and share to this channel if you want to see more like this, and I will see you, of course, next time. Thank you and diolch yn fawr iawn.